very good morning to you, Airbus Cockpit Coach here, and you're joining me at London Heathrow, home of British Airways, at Terminal 5. Pleasant Sunday morning here in the UK, and just approaching 7:30 AM. An early one today. Pretty quiet around. We are live in VATSIM. We're taking Speedbird 992 Golf over to Berlin Brandenburg. So we're here in the inibuilds London Heathrow scenery. And we're going to be flying into the Linesim Berlin Brandenburg scenery at the other side, hopefully. We've got the right aircraft today, which is always a tick in the box. So, in the last stream we had the wrong aircraft. That's my bad, but these things happen in the real world. I do end up in the wrong aircraft more often than I would like to admit. So this is real world. We also have another risk to flight safety calling around my office. So some elusive spider just opened the door and came running towards me. So it's so big I could hear its footsteps. So yeah, I was just leaping around like a dolphin out of the water here, and the problem is it's gone somewhere and I don't know where it is. So we do have a bird-eating spider in the cockpit. It's not good. So if it all goes quiet and the aircraft just keeps flying off somewhere, that's why. So yeah, that's not great. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for tarantula. Also, excitingly, yesterday I had the Captain expansion pack for the TCA Thrustmaster throttles arrive. It's the TCA, isn't it? Yeah. So we have the Captain pack there, which is really good. So the reason I wanted that was for dealing with some events, so particularly engine failure. So when you have an engine failure, particularly on takeoff, it's a quick reaction. You do need that trim switch, and it is handy to have that on your usual flying side. So for me, it's all about having your hand position. It's got to be instinctive. I would reach down, I'd be reaching for that rudder trim, which we have on that Thrustmaster sort of expansion pack, along with simple things like gear up and flap controls, which are kind of binded to my Thrustmaster Airbus yoke side stick. That involved taking hands off for things in places, so it's just a little bit more easy to deal with that. So this will be the first flight, however, I've actually made with that expansion pack. So we do have a risk there. We have a hardware risk, but I have checked everything out. It seems to be doing its thing, and hopefully that'll be good. So yeah, you've got new hardware, tarantula, and other than that, I think we're good. So it's looking new aircraft around. I've got VATSIM in my ear. I haven't put it on for you yet, but there's one or two people here at London Heathrow. Let's just have a quick look in chat. So here we got Willem. Good morning to you. Ender. Good morning. Ted. Fantastic to hear from you. Sean. Good morning. Ben. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah, I'm going to have a thunderstorm today. Yeah. So where I live, we have thunderstorms forecast here in the UK today. So it could be a little bit bubbly out there. A little. Honest. Nothing that I'm probably not used to, having flown around Europe recently. You would see some. I think I put a post in the community chat of some quite impressive clouds. They've been punching through 40,000 feet in places, causing a right pain to deal with in terms of routing, navigating our way around those. So yeah, it's if we were going the other way today and we're doing the return leg, you would be thinking, oh okay, perhaps a bit of extra fuel for Heathrow if that thunderstorm risk is here. I haven't checked the forecast actually for Heathrow itself, so we'll look into that and check out the weather as well for Brandenburg. So let's jump in. Cold and dark. And of course we've got the new Discord channel set up. So for those of you who haven't seen the latest post, we have set up the channel Discord finally. So we've got our own server. So finally took the plunge and put our own server in place, which I think is needed. The channel was growing. We've got a good community here growing, and I think it's nice to have that place where people can come and chat off stream as well, and not necessarily on the bottom of a video. They can then a bit more of an open conversation and questioning around things as well. So the Discord's there. The link's in the channel page at the top currently. I haven't put it in the video description yet, but it'll be I'll throw it in there as well at some point. Or the community post is where you'll see the link as well. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to move my spoiler control with my. That's it. Click, click, click. Yep, it's doing its thing. Right, we're all idle there. I'm just going to have a quick check on the thrust levers. Just make sure they're all working before we get going. Excellent. And into reverse as well. We go. Right, there we go. We've got the TCA pack doing its thing. Excellent. Good. They're in idle. Wipers are off. 04 Mato 00. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. We have battery voltages are good, so we'll get those on. Power on. Of the chimes. At this point we would be fitting our masks as well in the flight, so we're making sure we can get them on straight away. You don't want to have to be adjusting your mask when you have a decompressurization situation. It must fit straight away. You'll only have seconds at 30,000 plus feet. Okay, there's our warning computers. Let's just so we need to do our these checks before we can board the passengers. So we'll do APU fire checks. Good test. And engine 1. Squips. My push button light. Master caution and ECAM pedestal. And engine 2. Overhead lights, master caution, ECAM, pedestal. Excellent, that's a good test there. Voice recorder tests. That has to be done after the. You hear that first chime with the engine warning computers. So excellent. We're not on with fuel yet. We can see what the status is with that. So that's looking all right. We haven't got a squawk code, but we should have 2,000 in there for an IFR flight. The lights up. Those. Alright, we'll have the door open for a bit. See passengers coming. Nice British Airways West covers there. They're for our channel members. Excellent. So we'll send the first officer out for the walk around. But yeah, on to guard. Guard on 21.5 on this side. Hopefully we'll have a nice flight over to Berlin. Let's have a look at our flight plan, pull that in. I do caution the new super chat and member subscriber alerts. That did always hit that ding dong. Why is that? Because it's so realistic. You think it's from the aircraft. So that's the correct destination. A quick glance at this refreshed 0503, so we're like winds now, a bit variable. broken 1,000 feet, 17 degrees, 1015. I mean, few at 1,000, so we'll dive into that on the plan shortly. Let's have a look at the 116 passengers, 3.3 on the cargo, and just over 7 tons on the fuel. 1,000 in tanks. Folks, a company message. Glance at that. Also, want to start checking our data as well. This is where you'll find out if you're in the wrong aircraft or not. So A319-100, the IAE's our database is in date. Ted, you liking that music? Good to hear. Load sheet, prelim. Edition 1, 992 Golf. 1st of September, happy 1st of September everybody. Okay. Registration, 0 fuel weights. 55.4. All those in, I'll just put that in rest in for a moment and we'll go to INIB and just put those in as a prelim. 1st of the month, there we go. That's that. I'm going to put these in for now. 55. 5. $30.9. Gives me. MACTO is expected at 29.1 on that. Takeoff trim. Pulled in our winds. High frequency radio, where William HF. Something you'll tend to use crossing the Atlantic, although less so these days with data link. I will tune into HF over the Atlantic and use Cellcal to listen to the static. You do any planning on fuel? 6.6, so I'm happy with that. So we're planning 7. I'm not going to make any changes to fuel except that. Over here. In there. So here is our RFP. Flight plan, so we've got the Fenix IAE, correct registration, full sign. We would be checking our MSM number at this point. Ando, good morning to you. The zero fuel weight is our limiting factor today. We've got fuel 7 tons, takeoff weight 61.5, grip 3.3 expected on the burn, and landing weight 58.1. Just below actual landing weight, we're under load of 4 tons. Air rate today is 2 at top of climb, so we're not expecting it to be too bumpy. We were mentioning that with thunderstorms around today in the UK. It's got the wind component 9 knots. Thrust index 5. I'm pretty sure that was 20 when I saw it. 20 should be used. The British Airways, its cost index is 20. I'm pretty sure that would apply. So I think that's a bit of a simbrief-ism. Let's change that down. But what I'll do, I'll roll with 5 because we've planned around 5. We feel we can need to bump it up. We can bump it up because we've got some contingency in fuel at the moment. We're expecting to come out on 9 right, so we're still on the 9s with the wind situation. That could well change through the day. 370 for the cruise. Brooklands Park 6 Juliet departure. Rain, Redfur, Thatcher, Atel, Ogba into the Ogba 7 right. 7 Romeo for Berlin 7 right. I've checked that real well. They are landing 7 right. 573 on the distance. So let's plumb that in. I suppose we should start boarding now, shouldn't we? That's what we do. Get that going. Accepted the aircraft. It's safe. So I will put that down to 5. Right, Brooklands Park 6 Juliet.
Welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or
Brooklands Park.
bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once
Rain. Redfur, Thatcher, Atel. The waypoints in here associated with the arrivals and departures as well. So into 7 right. Yeah. 0. Okay, distance on that 571, 573. You with that? And also have a little scan over that route. We'll just out a little bit. Making sure we're not diving off to the wrong part of the world anywhere. So you have this in Berlin, obviously, for sequencing. Have this approach. Bit of extra track mileage. We may cut that. We may fly it. We may cut it a little bit, depending on what the situation is when we get into Berlin. We may have ATC online by the time we get there. But yeah, it's excellent. People coming in. There they are. Welcome, welcome. Panel members boarding first there. But Ted will be in his usual position there at the front. I'm gonna get the APU one now. It's a little bit stuffy. Get that fired up. Right, so that's flight planning checked. Yeah, so Willem, would we always put the destination runway in real life? Yeah, if we know it and we're confident that's the runway in use. We want to plan around something, and you'd go with the closest available information you have. So, but we can change that, of course. 089. 089, or is it 084? Let's have a quick look at my airport map here, actually. So, yeah. 08 was 089 degrees, off 09 right, so. And we'll go up to 25 miles, 4 hour engine out. Put that in there for now. Secondary setup. Dive into the charts and just see what we need in terms of RadNav as well. Buttons, no, not that one. Ground charts. Right. We are in nighttime mode, aren't we? Change that in a moment. There we go. Right. We'll star that one. We're here at Terminal 5. Short taxi out. November Bravo 10 departure intersection. November 11 is closed. Saw that the other day. It is in the NOTAMs I last read on our last flight. So, just gonna have a departure up as well. Into Park 6 Juliet departure. We're coming off 9 right, we're turning to the north, sort of over near Wembley Stadium, that kind of direction of London. Side of it, around here somewhere. Sometimes see that on this departure, or turning to the north. See it around it quite often in these northerly London departures. So we're stop climb 6,000, max speed 250 below 100. Position 6. MSA's 3,100 here. This departure. In terms of RadNav, we've got currently got London tuned. Whitman's Park and London. I'm going to put Bravo Papa Kilo 75, just confirm, 175, checked. That in there. Excellent. Quick look outside, see how our boarding is going here. They're just finishing up with the fueling there. VSX is good, isn't it, when it works properly? It has been, to be honest, quite well recently. Real detail in there, isn't it? That cargo door, they'll be loading cargo next then, so we've got the cargo to come on after the fuel is get out of the way. Seven over that. Most people still in bed. Right, there goes our fuelers, so we can. I've got refueling status has gone here as well. We'll cross check that. So, we're into fuel. We wanted 7.1 from memory, but we'll always cross check. So 7.183, 7.18, excellent. And that's balanced. thank you for the sub. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, but welcome on board. Thank you for subscribing. Fuel pump's going to come on. And with that, we can put our seatbelt signs on already. And had our APU on for more than 3 minutes, so we'll get the APU bleed on now and keep passengers comfortable, and of course ourselves in the cockpit. So we could do prelim departure figures now. Actually, before we do that, let's consider weather briefing, whether we want to go for a wet departure or a dry one. It's the top. So this is from the wider weather service. Dates correct. 6 AM UTC. Berlin Brandenburg. We have 0707 Cav OK 15 1023. No significant weather. It's no real change there. So alternate today is Copenhagen Kastrup. Light winds again, no cloud, 15, no sig. Have okay later on, so looks like we're okay at destination. So let's have a look at the Heathrow forecast, which is one that's supposed to be a little bit interesting. We're 050 at 5 currently, so we're good now, we've seen that. Basically 10 kilometres or more, we've got few at 1000, 17 degrees, 1015, broken at, temporarily becoming broken at 1000. Wind increases slightly as time goes on up to midday. And then the showery rain broken, so the cloud base is coming down. And then, yeah, coming into 3 o'clock, you got visibility 4,000 metres, thunderstorms and heavy rain showers. Hours as well, so yeah, it's that sort of 3 o'clock time of day. Yep. The worsening picture here in London Heathrow. Basically, as time goes on, you've got the risk of a thunderstorm or a heavy shower coming in with decreasing visibility. Lots of this stuff won't be modelled in the sim, so you've got cranes and surfacing. November 11 is closed, just looking for Kastrup. I think that's going to these are things you need to approach the lighting. Cleared distances for performance. Look at that. Kite flying, look at that. All sorts in there. Generally we'll have a good scan through those. The more pertinent things are usually at the top. Excellent. So, we could plan wet for departure. I think that's the safest option and gives. That's the wrong one. The 9 right, I am going to plan wet. Sync prelim figures. .1015, and we're going via November Bravo 10. 314649, 15100s confirmed. Flaps 3, up 4, flex 77. Let's see what flaps 1 like. Yeah, 51, 55, flex 74. Much difference in the flex. I'm going to climb out. Send that over. Then please hurry up, we want to take off. Well, yes, that's true. We have to do these, what we do in the real world. Make sure that's mapped across. We better stop climbing 6,000. It was 1015 is cross-checked 3 times. Still got cargo loading. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your Captain Airbus Cockpit coach. Thank you for joining us on this scheduled service to Berlin today. We're hoping to get underway very shortly. We're just finalising our paperwork and getting the last of the baggage on board. And we'll be pushing back for a departure to the west. It may be a little bit bumpy as we come out of Heathrow, but flight conditions generally en route are expected to be good. And we've got light winds and good visibility, 18 degrees currently in Berlin. Should you need anything throughout the flight to make yourself more comfortable, please reach out to a member of the cabin crew. We're more than happy to assist. I'll update you in the cruise as to expected arrival time into Berlin. For now, sit back and relax. Close that. Lock the door, quick. Get on your right here, right. We've got a door to close. An EasyJet, what's that doing here? Immersion's gone. EasyJet's at Heathrow. Right, I'm going to turn on the ATC for you so you can hear that. Let me know if any of these noises are sounds are too loud. We're waiting for boarding to be completed. We'll brief up the departure. So it's takeoff runway 9 right, intersection November Bravo 10. Brookmans Park 6 Juliet departure, slot climb 6,000, check 6,000 blue, MSA 2100, extra fuel forward.
Gatwick traffic EV 57 Echo Juliet, pushing back to 50, facing west. Gatwick traffic.
We haven't got our alternate map over. Let's double check that. Alternate, yep, aircraft's loaded. Let's just have a look at our alternate in mapping. Alternate, we want 1.8 duration, and I need to confirm.
Emirates 41 heavy turning final, ILS 90 left approach Heathrow traffic.
1 the block. Right. Think about that for a moment. So hot spots for departure. November 11's closed, so straight out, so no hot spots. We calculated our pickup performance, we just need to cross check that now with the prelim. Any changes? Engine outside, straight out, 25 miles and hold. Happy to come back into Heathrow. We're underweight for a landing. So that will be our first choice, and we've currently got decent weather here, although a deteriorating situation to keep an eye on throughout the day, but currently all good. In terms of threats, we do have a tarantula running around the cockpit, so that is a threat. We have a spider in the office somewhere. We've got the new hardware, of course, so and muscle memory for me. The home sim has changed, although it's more aligned with the real world. So for me, actually, hopefully that's an improvement, but we'll just make sure that, keep an eye on that, make sure it all works. We've got VATSIM under uncontrolled airport. Currently, at 7 departures, 1 arrival, there's a few around coming in. So we'll keep an eye out for that, make our calls. Other than that, I think we're good to go. On takeoff, up to 100 knots, we'll stop for any master caution or master warning. Above 100 knots, we'll stop for a fire warning or severe damage, sudden loss of thrust, ready cam, or amber caution for side stick problems, control issues. Or certainly a reverser unlock. Any questions? No questions. Briefing complete. Let's just check those figures. So we've got load sheet is in compliance, so we'll just double check those in the real world. So 54.5 zero fuel. Yeah, 54.5, so where you check things. And 30.9, there we go. The fuel there, that extra minutes currently, get our reserve drop in, so I think that'll improve as we go on. I'll accept that. We base those figures off what was in the prelim, it's 54.5, that hasn't changed. The takeoff performance remains. Okay, let's get power transferred. The beacon on. ESX doing its thing for pushback. We have accepted the aircraft, fuel quantity is checked, seat belts are on, we'll have ideas and nav. RRF 1015, plus check 3 times.
Camera traffic TZ 57 Echo Juliet, taxiing to holding point Juliet 1408 right via Lima Sierra Juliet, gateway traffic.
Doors are closed.
Departure check completed. 5 past 10 in service.
Coming in there. Landing long.
Eastern traffic, 242 November, pushing back stand 527, facing east on to Yankee.
Gonna affect us. They asked me to do something under ESX, so I'll continue. We want to face nose left.
Release parking brakes.
For traffic, Speedbird 992 Golf, push and start, stand 512 Heathrow. Parking brake released.
All engines are clear. Start at will.
For start checklist, parking brake is now off. Takeoff data is confirmed. Windows, for our little red rings on these sides, are closed and locked. And doors locked as well. Doors.
Armed doors and
We're just waiting for those to become armed. See the slides
Emirates
coming.
41 Heavy is clear. 9er left at Heathrow. Taxi to the terminal 3. The Alpha 2 Bravo Heathrow traffic.
Engine mode selector we put into ignition start, and we'll start engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you
And is there a voice included with the fly-by-wire that tells me if
Our Airbus
you need to change altitude of a plane's near me? That's TCAS. TCAS is certainly modelled in this one. I do have a video on TCAS if you want to run through what TCAS works. I'm not sure it's available in the Headwind A330. I haven't flown that one, certainly recently, so generally stick to the 319, 320 and 321 because that's what I operate in the real world. Let's transfer. Parking brake set. Starting engine. 1. Yeah, again, no, 3 minutes, so we'll put the timer on once we're both started.
Traffic, Bravo, Airbus, passing contact.
Unlocking the nose gear.
Over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place. With the strap, pull on each side to adjust.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right. Veil. So,
We hope you have a great
we
flight.
select a normal. The timer, the chrono, maybe you can come off. Could be flaps 1, then I'm going to do TCAS now, TARA's on. Put the rain on the first officer's side, do a flight control checks. So 29.1, we've done the trim.
Speedbird 342 November, taxiing to holding point November Bravo 10, runway 09 right by Yankee and Alpha.
Thereabouts. Up 3 on there. It's thereabouts. As long as we're in the green band, that's the essential thing. Okay, flight control checks. Pull up. Pull down. Neutral. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral. Rudders. Pull right. Pull left. Neutral. Big spot, so we're disengaged now. So nose wheel steering only. That's our nose. Check of our wheel temperatures, brake temperatures. Excellent. Right on. For traffic, speedbird 992 Golf, taxiing runway 09 right, November Bravo 10 via Alpha. For traffic. Cabin. Need to quickly drop the landing lights, won't turn them on yet. Get them out ready. Okay. Release the parking brake. rolling without additional thrust, and we'll do rate check, ABI tracker, pressure 0.
Traffic, speedbird 342 November is lining up, running 09 right.
Clear left side,
Clear November,
clear right side.
105 negate,
Cabin crew
departure.
proceeds for takeoff.
Hello,
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
thank you. See you later. One departing ahead, going to roll shortly.
57 Echo Juliet, lining up runway 08 right via Juliet 1. Departure via frame 1, Zulu departure, cabin traffic.
Nice, nice. I need to sort out nose, wheel, steering, rudders. It's just my bugbear at the moment. As you'll know, I've been talking about on stream, but rudders aren't quite doing it for me at the moment. So, keep an eye out on our left side, particularly nothing coming out of Yankee. Engine warm-up is complete. Slow it down a bit, let him go. Ugh, you see? I need to work on that. So nothing coming down from the east. Let's get lit up. Heathrow traffic, speedbird 909 and 2 Golfs, lining up and holding runway 09 right at Heathrow. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff please, seats for takeoff. Okay, flight controllers have checked. We're 138 blue, 155 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 6000. We're config 1+F. Radar predictor reinsurers on, ECAM memos, takeoff no blue. Cabin is secured, takeoff runway 09 right confirmed, nothing on TCAS, and runway is clear, one departing on TCAS ahead, checked. And we just need to get the packs off, that's a short taxi, so hold it there. Give it 20 seconds for the pack routes to transition. Let that traffic in head clear to 5 miles. We're turning to the north, so we wouldn't have to actually. Okay, take off.
Camera traffic easy, 5 seconds, 7 Echo Juliet, clear runway 08 right, passing 1300 feet, initial climb 5000, frame 1 to departure, camera traffic.
And flex 74, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Heathrow traffic, speedbird 992 Golf, departing 09 right, Heathrow. Should have pulled that before we move, but there we go. We're aware of our traffic situation anyway. 100 knots. Using the runway today. B1. Rotates. Positive climb, gear up. Lever climb. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Right here, get pack 1 on. Do a manual flight. And speed checks. Flap 0. We need to go flying though. We're to follow this departure region. And back 2. For traffic, speed of 992 Golf, airborne off 09 right on the Brooklands Park 6 Juliet passing 3000 Heathrow. Okay, we'll put the autopilot in. AP1. City of London over here. So we'll have a look outside in a moment. Passengers can see down there the River Thames in the low cloud. Wembley, can we see Wembley today? There's Wembley. As briefed. We're levelling at 6. There we go. Sightseeing, so we're at Alt. Just double check for any ATC. In effect, nothing at the moment, so as we'll go 370. Cross climb, open climb. And we'll go standard. Standard, passing 6 now, cross checked 3 times. 370 blue. And landing lights so we can take off. So the captain expansion on my thrustmaster controls worked fine for that. It just feels like my hands doing the right things when, you know, if you're doing a gear up or you're doing a parking brake release, or and certainly been practicing a few engine out departures. Having the trim control there is really good. Okay, passing 10. I'll leave the seatbelts on just for a little bit longer. And above this little bit of mess. Forecast today is one that would certainly give you some turbulence in the UK. Convective weather around. Can't see any of that at the moment in terms of CBs, but we're looking alright at the moment. But generally speaking, if CBs are in the forecast or thunderstorms, it's going to be a little bit bumpy, if not very bumpy. London behind. The taller buildings of London there poking through the low cloud. Germany's obviously been subject to improvements under World Update 18. But I do have the Linesim Berlin Brandenburg scenery installed for Berlin. So I'm interested to see that. Happy to take the seatbelts off now. First officer, are you happy? Yep, I'm happy. Off they come. Release the cabin. So my tiller is currently linked to the rudder pedals, which is probably where it all goes a bit messy. That's not real world. Ben, sorting system specs there for running both games. You're going to need a good laptop, a very good laptop. PC will be your better choice, but if you're constrained and you want a laptop, you're going to have to go pretty high end. The trouble is let's say you've got an RTX 3080 in a laptop versus an RTX 3080 in a PC. PC card is just going to be so much beefier and more powerful. I have had a laptop before for flight sim, but it struggled. It was always up against it. Obviously we have got the Discord channel now where we can put those kind of questions out to other people in the channel. I put a hardware section in as well, so and talk specs. And whilst I've learnt a lot about computers, fine-tuning things for a Microsoft Flight Simulator, I wouldn't call myself a PC expert. So Ted, may you suggest you use the twist on the flight stick? It works well for me. I would do, but my side stick Thrustmaster, and this is a known fault, some of the wires inside were getting caught. So essentially it's getting interference. So I've tried to fix it. I took it all apart, did a fix. It was working okay for a moment, but yeah, I currently disabled it. I may go all out and buy a tiller. That's where my head's at. I think I need a tiller. I didn't see the need to. There are more expensive versions of the throttle quadrant and controls, rudder and spoilers available, but you know they're Thrustmaster do a good job on that. I don't see the reason to go heavy in price on that. When it comes to side stick and potentially rudder, I am looking at new rudders. Yeah, it's, for me, again, realism, it will be having the actual tiller control there. So I may go out. I know they're about $300 or so, unless there's something I've missed. But yeah, I think that's where my head's at the moment. Just the one part of flight which is a little bit off for me is sort of rudder control. To be honest, rudder and landing not too bad. It's be taxing with my rudders, isn't it? It's not ideal, so it's not realistic. But I need to address that. Cabin's pressurising, a nice 22 degrees in here. But the Thrustmaster CCA stick and Windwing FCU. Yeah, Ben, I'm actually considering, well, I've got the mini FCU, which after recent firmware updates is working fine now, to be honest. But the full panel wing FCU, I know that's expensive, it's like $900 or pounds, I don't know, but that did, ooh, and the fact is it's a little bit more slimline than the mini FCU, is interesting to me. But to be honest, mini FCU does the job, it's doing its job. It's got room for expansion on the side, so I'm sure they'll have other bits, modules to come out, which, you know, it's both good products. I've actually got my mini FCU on a monitor stand, so I can angle it. It's quite nice. It sits there, very firm. It's not going anywhere. The only control on this Captain's expansion pack I haven't assigned to anything is the auto brake. Does anyone know? Here's a question. Does anyone know there's a windshield wiper e-binding? I couldn't find one. So I don't really need an auto brake assignment on bottle quadrant area on the Captain's pack, but so I'm just going to go and hit one of these, and we do that quite early on, but I thought actually it'd be useful to bind the wipers, but I couldn't find a wiper bind. So we've got some traffic behind us. It's a Easy 321 from Gatwick to Copenhagen, climbing up behind. We should outperform that in the climb. Even there on TCAS at 1700 below. See his contrail there. It's fine, not a risk. Any problems at this stage of flight now, I'm going to proceed and divert into Amsterdam. Pending a check of the weather, of course. Then there are call-outs while flying fly-by-wire A320. Most of all the FCU. Okay. The weather data. Let's go over here and just have a quick look at what's going on in Amsterdam. So we got light winds, so 708, few 3,500, 171017, no significant weather, which is basically remaining. So yeah, happy with Amsterdam as a current diversion. Did we need it for any reason? Also having the controls now on the Captain's expansion pack, it's sort of freed up a few on the side stick. So I've now binded the trigger to the eye tracker, so I can just, if I was flying visually on an approach, I can just literally trigger my view to look around and then trigger it back to the front and hold if I need to. It's quite useful. this view. Leaving the coast there of the UK, English East Coast. Ah, okay. Noisy twit the overlay is not putting. I didn't notice that, but it does play up from time to time. Let me bring that up. So. Let's have a look. Right. Keep recording that one up. There we go, yep. Thank you, Noisy Twit. A bit of a tailwind, got 18 knots on the tail. Which is generally good for economy, but in the climb it will slow you down. The tailwind. Yeah, dimmable lights on the wing. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. All the torque was all mini FCU was all the torque for one moment, wasn't it? In time, and so everyone went out and grabbed one, but the wing just came from nowhere, didn't it? After. Literally a few days after my mini FCU arrived, it was like, what's this? And it's actually been proven by simmers to be a pretty good product. So it's great to have choice, isn't it? Hey, approaching 370. Mackle Star. Help cruise. That's onto below. Our systems, make sure there's nothing that jumps out. IDG temperatures, I'll always keep an eye on. Clara, does the wing work for the 319 321? I believe so, but I don't have it, so one of those in chat can probably best to answer that question. I had to do a bit of work to the mini FCU. There was an update for the, I think I did a firmware update and some bits and pieces, and it all works for the full range of aircraft now. On Phoenix, it's working fine. But yeah, in terms of wing, so I'm not sure somebody can answer that question for you. Just past Redfer. Just 70 miles. Amsterdam is 70 miles ahead of us, Amsterdam Airport. So passing over that. Cruising along nicely. Let's take a look outside. It's a nice model, isn't it? It looks like such a muscly aircraft with the big IAE slung under its wing against that shorter fuselage. Starting to pick up the coast of Europe now ahead of us, Holland, Netherlands. Well, I haven't seen Tarantula hasn't reappeared yet. I don't know. I'm just looking around. Still safe from Mahusif Spider. But yeah, pleased with the Busmaster Captain's expansion pack. Tick in the box. See, with the Airbus being, you know, the thrust levers are quite stationary, or, you know, unless you're doing manual flight on the approach, they generally stay in place. Do I need to invest more money just to get that little bit of extra realism experience when you're moving them? Probably not. So that really does the job, I think. It's, yeah, you can spend lots of money, and they're quite big units as well. Some of the other. I did toy with spending, throwing some cash at it, but for me, it's about having my hands in the right place when I'm flying and dealing with the situation. That muscle memory, as I said earlier. Spoilers, I don't want to be taking my hand off the fly stick to do a keybind, no? Otherwise I'm reaching my other hand comes across to do it, and it's all very messy with flaps and landing gear. Now that's separated and the right hands are doing the right jobs. I think that's important. It does mess with my instinctive reactions as well, certainly the engine failure. Right hand heads for the trim instead of a keybind, and that's important. So that has enhanced the realism quite significantly for me. I've got a company message just come through. 43-minute delay, yes, no, it's nonsense. Always doing paperwork for delays. Paperwork, it's all digital these days for our pads. Expecting Berlin Brandenburg at 8:45 UTC, so an hour and 5 minutes away, so landing. That's with the current approach in there. It's quite a long-winded arrival, which we may cut down a bit. Just see what the ATC situation is looking like over there. No one online at the moment. Got a bit of traffic around, but yeah. I do want to start looking into more failures for you. I'm starting to gear up from that, so those of the channel members would have seen we've got a video in early release on ECAM actions. We deal with those. But that's sort of gearing that way. But before I dive too far in it, I wanted the setup which allows me to properly deal with some of those scenarios properly. So having that rudder trim, for example, I think it's really important. I'm start looking at engine failures. I'll do some of that, and do some failure streams, and I will put some videos more focused around specific failures as well, and how we action those. Obviously I did the ECAM actions, that's a generic way of dealing with an ECAM event as it comes through, so one to be aware of them, and certainly you need to know how to deal with them properly. Volts has become a member of the channel. Volts, master warning. Thank you very much for joining. That should also give you access to the members' chats as well in Discord. That should transfer, it should pick up automatically. If it doesn't, drop me a note. But thank you for support, Bulbs, and enjoy your type rating membership. There's always content feeding in. Generally I release my videos on a Sunday, so it's often weeks in advance. So thank you very much for your support. Do of course check out our Discord. Yeah, everything's good, Vols. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Hope you're well. Do of course check out the new Discord server which we opened up yesterday. So that's another milestone into the channel's development and progress, and we can, making slow but steady steps to improve. It's a journey for me as well. Video editing was new for me, and it's I can fly on Airbus, but yeah, video editing was a new one for me. So it's new skills for me as well. But it's great learning new skills, isn't it? And even live streaming like we're doing now, I make the odd mistake. Put my hands up to that, but learning, getting things set up and everything you need in place. It's interesting, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy having the community interaction as well. Oh, so recently watched the tutorial on how to enter an MSA circle, and it's really handy. Yeah, there's some good little tips in there. I'm glad you find them useful. Try to break it down into little helpful bites for people. Pretty sure only a couple of months ago you were on about 800 subs, and now we're nearly at 2k. So here's something for you. We are on 1,999 subs. So the next person to sub is going to be number 2,000, and they will be very special. Another milestone there coming up for the channel. Approaching our echo time point. Start pulling our charts in for Berlin. Be interested to see how this scenery in Berlin handles. It looks quite frame intensive. I haven't flown into it yet. I've just sort of spawned into Berlin and had a look and thought, oh, okay, this is Stu Green. You are special, Stu. You are sub number 2000. Thank you very much for subscribing. There's the milestone, everybody. Hit like for Stu there, joining the channel, and sub number 2000. Much appreciated, Stu. There we go. Another milestone covered off. So really, you know, I'm humbled. I really appreciate the support. I know, you know, in YouTube world, 2000 may seem small, but for me, I'm really appreciative of the support, and I think that's a, you know, significant achievement, and really appreciate the support around that milestone. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the subscribers and channel members out there. Really nice community, isn't it? It's, everyone's very helpful. Everyone wants to learn, improve. It's nice to be able to sit here as well. So 2K, 3K, here we come, Volts. Absolutely. Hit that like button for Stu there. He's sub number 2000. Here he is. And what you're doing, keep it up. Thank you, Stu. Oh, Berlin. Let's get some ground shots up. Oh, that one in. Chris Marshall, thanks for subscribing. Number 2001. Welcome, welcome. Folks, the large majority of aviation enthusiasts are really of a really similar nature. I've had the pleasure of meeting a few pilots recently, and they're all really friendly, kind, and willing to help out. Excellent. It's yeah, I think it's in pilot's nature really to be trained and developing. It's Mark Suggett, welcome to A320 type rating, another type rating member. That's excellent. It's I appreciate your support. I hope you find your type rating content, early access to the latest videos, useful. Much appreciate your support of the channel there. So yeah, thank you, Mark, and thank you for your support. And we've hit 2K ender, absolutely. Just Stu Green was number 2000. Goes down in history. So yeah, generally it's a pilot's nature to be helpful. We, you know, if you consider what we do in the real world. So this week I had someone He was released doing his first officer doing his line checks, so in his first sort of 50 flights. I mean, it's just imparting knowledge. It's great. It's what we do, sort of the day to day. So I'll do my best to help you out. We've got the Discord available now. Fortunately, there's only one of me, so you know, if I'm a bit slow to respond, it might be because I'm actually in an Airbus, or just trying to deal with the volume. But I'll do my best, and I will always try and come back to messages and help people out. So. Excellent. And I'm working on some content as well, some more early access content's coming up, so that's being worked on as well in the background. So channel members, you'll put in there at the moment, I think, early access, and there'll be some more coming in hopefully tomorrow. Mark, subject is my daddy. Oh. Family affair, there we go. Got all the family on board. Bolts, okay, you recently, second cousin, recently qualified as a first officer. Never too late. Absolutely, I think, you know, some people think, oh, okay, you've got to be jumping in at 17, 18 years old, get your private license sorted and in. But there are quite a few people making career changes in between that sort of 30 to 40 years old mark, and late 30s, like I say, it's happens, and it's quite achievable. There's demand for pilots now. You look at in the US, there's a lot of sign-on bonuses of 150,000 US dollars just for signing up with airlines. So it's a good time to become a pilot. Aviation historically has always been one of up and downs, the industry, but it's a fantastic industry to be a part of. It's so interesting. I love what I do for the variety and to be honest, the office views and experiences it gives me. Whilst at times you can think we're sitting here and it's you might say it's a little bit boring. You'd be constantly thinking about the what ifs. You might have a new first officer next to you and you'd be imparting knowledge. You'd be dealing with something in the back of the aircraft because a couple of people decide to have a punch up. There's never there's never a dull moment in aviation, and the complexities of weather, all those things. So yeah, so it's a good industry to be a part of. Not just as from a pilot's point of view. There's air traffic control, dispatch and planning. It's very interesting. So it's all those people that make it happen behind the scenes, and I'm going to start cross-checking some of these that's our approach. Absolutely, some very young pilots coming through. Everyone's in a different place financially, I guess, at that age. What I would say is, whilst the cost of training seems high at that age, when you spread it out and think about what it's going to give you as a career, if you look longer term, compare it to some other careers, it's good value. So yeah, it's a case of being able to, if you're funding it yourself, obviously the sponsorship's there, but if you're funding it yourself, it's, not everyone has that cash available, but you're going to take a risk on it, and what you get at the end of it, it's worth it. Yeah, so the diabetes and the medical side is one that comes up quite a lot. Volts, so hopefully they get that changed and opens up some doors for you. Hope that changes for you. DB511. Constraint +8 check. Now with no, this is where we need to. Let's go. Nobody online. Kind of what if we went straight in. I don't want to work out what height we want to be. So looking like Ogba would be your flight level 100 mark. But we'll zoom in and check on that. Yeah, so around about a rule of thumb here. So this isn't a hard and fast rule that you must follow, but if I was going to come straight in here for Berlin 7 right, I want to be at flight level 100, 250 knots around Ogba, which is 30 miles from the airfield at flight level 100. To help with descent planning, we've got 511, we're going to be 19,000 feet currently at this restriction point. If I hard tune DB511 now for flight level 100, so it's still compliant with +8, that will move our top of descent forward. Preparation for battle. And that will give us the optionality to cut short that approach and not be constrained by our high altitude. Obviously if ATC came online, they may want us to fly a full approach. In fact we've got ground online now at Berlin. And we have an ATIS online. So, we can pick that up for our Bravo. Vectoring ILS approach runway 7 left and 7 right after vacating 7 left or 7 right contact ground 121855. So basically we're in where we want and we contact ground, so we'll continue for 7 right. Wind 0708 knots, variable. Cav OK, temperature 18, G point Royal QNH 1022. The trend is no significant weather. 1022 now in the cruise. Okay, the FAA have moved on the Type 1 already. Interesting faults. Yeah, it's. I do hope they get that sorted. And, opens up that possibilities for you to get going. So. Unfortunately, it's in the medical world. It's one that you do hear some quite sad stories where people just aren't able or have lost their licences. I know somebody had a motorcycle accident, had a very good career flying long haul on an Airbus 330, and unfortunately no longer literally that events of that particular day took away that dream job. He is now still training in the simulator. So we're still using that knowledge, but yeah, it's just a shame, isn't it? Just a shame to hear, kind of thing. So we do very much sympathise with that side of things. It's and I can't take my health for granted, you know, it's does play on my mind. Yeah, Ignando, they went for a bit of a renaming exercise, didn't they? I think it's you're at Schoenfield, but yeah, the former ones are the former one's completely closed. I think it's been used for something totally different. So I'm not sure. I don't think EGLL is still operating from the latest I heard. .352, excuse me, 352 on the minimums, bar it. I'm off today, Volts. I'm off today. And by tomorrow. But yeah, new content depends on whether I get called in or not. Like standby. Right, start that. Just do our arrival performance. 7 right, expecting to be dry. Got about 15, 18 on my refresh. 18 in 1022. And landing weight 58.2. Probably 58.5. Always air on the side of the caution with landing performance. The weight's the big one, so 58.5 tons. A bit extra in there. So go ahead, wind component 7 knots down the runway. And that's also brake low idle reverse. Push brake low in. There are different levels of standby faults, so we can be put onto a what is my cabin pressure there? What's going on? I was in a rapid climb. Settle down. Okay. Yeah, we can be on 2-hour standby. Which I have to be at the airport for basically inter hours, ready to go. So that's achievable to me from home base. I can be put onto a 2-hour standby for a different base. Obviously, they give me advance notice of that, in which case I have to hotel it. Just be available. Right, let's do a bit of a arrival briefing. So, Ogba arrival on now for 07 right. Got an MSA 2400 and less cleared altitude with above 8 restriction there, max 220 knots at Delta Bravo 531. We have planned to be flight of 100 at Delta Bravo 511. I'm just keeping an eye on the ATC situation there. We've got ground on, but yep, so we can shortcut the approach a little bit, it's a little bit long-winded. I'm just coming a bit earlier, so just making sure we've got the height available low enough to do that. In terms of extra fuel today, yeah, extra 29 minutes, so pretty much half an hour, 1 tonne. So 1.8 tonnes to get us to Copenhagen Kastrup if we need it. Let's review our taxi in. So 7 right, we've only got the hot spot there, hot spot 6 on the apron, everything else is on the north side, so coming here somewhere, we don't expect to cross any hot spots currently unless we have a runway change to 7 left. ILS Cat 1 approach into 7 right, config 3. We've done our performance calculations, currently using reverse idle and auto brake slow, and runway exit's going to be probably the first Mike 4 or Mike 6. You know, I'd actually, the later you leave it and then have a nice long roll, the less taxi you got. There's nothing behind us, we may roll it on and keep the speed up. 13,123 foot runway, so a nice long runway there, plenty of runways, not a factor. We do have the headwind there to consider, so that makes it a little bit floaty on the approach, 7 knots, only 7 knots, but it can be a bit of a floaty one with that wet wind. In terms of special operations, there's nothing there, nothing non-standard. In terms of threats, we have a spider, a very big spider in the cockpit somewhere, which we're keeping an eye out for, and it hasn't reappeared yet. But that is a threat. We've got the Captain's Pack ECA Thrustmaster expansion, so our muscle memory, if you like, hand memory, needs to be on for the approach in the sim. That's changed. I'm making sure that all works properly. So and VATSIM uncontrolled down to ground control currently. So that's the situation there. Any questions? No questions. Our briefing complete. Just look at the detail a bit more on this chart. So 107, 3000 is the platform, 352 in the box. Standard glide 3 degrees. Missed approach, climb on runway track max 3000. And right inbound Kilo Lima Fox, climbing to 4000. That reminds me, what we didn't do is clear the rad nav from Brooklands Park, the other side of us. Turning right, Rider 100, Lima Fox. There's 11515 Klasdorf. We need to do the secondary as well. 515, that checks. Delete secondary. Copy active. Be far from our top of descent now. Main first officer's side. Audit, connection lost. What we want to see, is it? Server's playing up. I'll do a quick PA to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, quick update from the flight deck. We're currently entering German airspace, and 37,000 feet, We hope to be on the ground in around about 40 minutes. Weather's looking good there with light winds, 18 degrees and a few clouds. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for flying British Airways today, and I wish you a safe onward journey. Take care. Successfully connected, that's what I want to see. I want to see green things. Bolts, have I had any insects discovered in the flight deck before? Certainly not a spider, but where we have windows open in somewhere like the Greek islands, there's gets occasionally a wasp the size of a drone fly into the cockpit. I can deal with those. We're at top of descent now, so let's put in a go 200 initially. Fast idle descent. 200 blue. Cabin crew, top of descent. More drag, asking for that. We should cover that. Yeah, so things like that. But usually we've got the windows open, but nothing other than a blue bottle, really, myself. I think it's a greater risk for the home cockpit, the simmer. As we've seen today, just listening for the footsteps of that spider. I do get a bit broken in the sim in terms of process sometimes, because obviously we separate duties out in terms of clearing RadNav and that kind of thing. Not making an excuse for it, but it's so built into me to have that process separated in the way that we're trained in, and have to revert in the sim to doing everything. So. When do you activate the approach phase in the MCDU? There will be a point on the approach where it will activate itself, but to be honest, it's very much a case of reading the situation you're in and seeing when's best to bring that speed back to sort of green dot of flap speed. So it can very much depend on what ATC are doing to you, so it is variable in that sense. Auto's usually the ideal in terms of from a planning point of view, but that will be based on currently the aircraft, I think it's flying that full approach. As soon as the ACC intervene, which inevitably they will at a busy airport, things change, and we'll make our own decisions around when to activate the approach phase. Yeah, we vectored off, or our track miles reduce. Suddenly you'd be wanting to get down, but then you want speed for that, but then also you don't want to be fast on the approach, so it's a bit of a balance. So we're looking at also if you want to leave it too late, remember the A319 is a little bit slippier, takes a little bit of time to slow down, so being established nice and early, the balance, because there's a fuel penalty to obviously levelling out and having drag out, so you're not paying for the fuel in the sim, but it's a consideration. Yeah, your magenta dot's where it kicks in. I am usually before the magenta dot in the real world. Takeoff ATC. One departure at Berlin. I think we're next to arrive, so I know there's someone ahead of us. 121855 is in the box. Excellent. Has anyone flown into any World Update 18 airports? Germany, Switzerland, is it Austria? Interesting. First time into that part of the world for me since the update. Oh, so it has detected you as a member on YouTube by the looks of it, on Discord, so I should have a link to that for you. And so for Mark's joined. We appreciate not everyone's on Discord, so doesn't recognise for any reason because people use different credentials, just let me know and I'll sort it out for you. On the membership side, so there's a members chat in the Discord channel, a new Discord channel which went live yesterday evening, so do check that out. Links in the channel page, and also I've got a post on community messages, so link, and I will start dropping them into the video description so you can pick that up. But yep, just building the community up. I'm going to keep it going down now, so flight level 100 blue. Keep it as going. Yes, Ted, would I consider organising a group flight for members? Definitely. So I might put in a separate channel page for members group flights and give you access to that. I think we should do that. I'll action that one later, get a channel set up, and we can do a members group flight. That'd be good to do. Why not? We can all fly into Paro. William, you see I've reduced the saturation of the sim, so I've actually turned the filters off. So I had some of the G-force filters on. It was fine in some occasions, but as soon as the light changed, or you were flying and doing a 2-hour flight, the light changes and you'd have to constantly change the filters. So it was starting to annoy me, so I just turned them off. So this is without any sort of filter. Yes, Ted, that's an option. You can use the Discord voice to chat, absolutely. So that's a new option open to us now. We have the Discord channel available, so that'll be good to do. We can sort that out. Using voice and. I am a bit of a newbie to Discord myself, but it's not too. I had to get a few bots involved to do certain tasks in the Discord. If any of my channel members wants to be a moderator, do let me know. I'm happy to give channel members moderator access as well. But appreciate that's not for everyone. But also, actually, it's quite a small Discord at the moment, so there's not too much to do. Much better without the filters, William. Okay, noted. Sometimes it looked really good, but then it just looks too extreme in some cases, so yeah. Filters off. Yeah, descending over Germany. And the baby bus. Those engines are so disproportionate on this aircraft. It's what a beast. India Bravo Sierra Echo. Pick it up. India Bravo Sierra Echo 1097065 1097, and I think we're 064 there. It's showing there's usually a degree difference. I think that's a flight sim ism. I'll live with that. I would correct it, but I don't know which one's right, whether the scenery is right or so I just tend to leave it as it is, noting the difference. Right, quick check for traffic. Oh, someone coming up from the south. Coming from the south, but they're coming from Oslo. That doesn't make sense, does it? And yeah, it's the only next one to arrive. They're sort of just ahead of us, I think. In traffic, Speedbird 992 Golf. Overhead, Ogba, positioning for the ILS runway 0 07 right, Berlin. Now we're starting to get lit up. The seatbelts on, we've got the cabin ready. I'm going to put these lights on now. They wouldn't come on until the wheels are dropped. That wouldn't be standard, but unless click spot for the approach. Help yourself out here flying the sim. Little crew. Yeah, the 319 would be my go-to in the real world as well. I do like the 319. Continue that. Yeah, we've got 80 in. That's helped us out. I'm going to go now. Open descent, 80, thrust oil, open descent. Speed restriction. Speed restrictions, by the way, generally have a plus or minus and not flex. The traffic there is he's on the approach, so he's well ahead of us. It's not an issue. Looks like he's on 7 right as well. So, the old airport, isn't it, over there? Detailness range, still there on the map. Sim. Seatbelts are on. Changes to our arrival situation. Charlie. Airline 07 022 19.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
0907. Degrees. A few stutters there, I just noticed. Must be loading something chunky, and there's the airport over there. I'm expecting this scenery to be quite intensive. Quite good, but a bit intensive. We'll follow the approach around initially. We may just cut short there with the heading select. Keep ourselves going down. Let's go down to 5,000 feet now, and on the QNH 1022. Let's check 3 times. We're about to 220 knots. This is where we need to consider, actually, we're going to cut in, we want to consider going approach phase. That's going to slow us down in the descent, so routing outbound. We could fly the full approach, couldn't we? We want to. It's easy going. In theory, it's what we should do, is fly, when you haven't got VATSIM on, you should fly the expected approach, because other traffic will expect you to be. approach checklist, Barrow ref 1022 set, seatbelts are on, minimums is set, and auto brake is low. Approach checklist complete. We've got a bit of headwind for the approach. Just a bit dim this thing, isn't it? It's changing lights. Approach. Just a big apply, METAR. Winds. Yeah, it's 2 knots from the right, it's really the difference. Happy to go. Full star. A few extra flying hours in the bag, isn't it? Flying hours, 5 minutes. In which case I would have held it up a bit. Altitude wise, I've gone down for an early cut across, but hey, not a problem. If there's other traffic around, generally I'm full approach. If I'm nobody's above us, then taking a shortcut. In a real world, obviously we want a shortcut. We want to get down, save fuel, save time. A very nice join there, is it? Oh, so we'll level here at 5,000 for the moment. Sorry, I had the microphone off there for quite a while, sorry. I've been talking to myself a little bit. I was sipping a coffee and I turned the mic off, so you didn't have to hear that. Oh, we got someone calling us. Oh, we've got approach on 126425. Kind of typical, isn't it? Where they come from. Right, be my show. Oh, that's my bad. See, we didn't activate the approach phase. There's all going on. All that talk of it. Good job we got this distance to go.
751, payment Morgan identified, descent flight level 100, expect Dallas at approach runway 07 right, information Delta, question information Echo.
Descending flight level 100, 07,
Big stutter.
right for arrival, and information for
751, let's book 1000, proceed out Delta Bravo 46, correction 56.
1000 in the box and direct Delta Bravo 562, Eurowings 875.
Approach Good Morgan, Speedbird 992 Golf's on the approach 07 right. Information Charlie on the QNH 1022.
Speed 992 Golf, 5 low, in station altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1022, cleared ILS approach runway 07 right.
And altitude 3000 feet, cleared ILS approach 07 right 1 QNH 1022, Speedbird 992 Golf. And speed checks flaps 1. These are my new controls. See, we all that talk about approach mode and we forgot to do it at the right point.
Tower 751, reach Delta Bravo 562, flight level 60 or below.
Flight level 60 or below over Delta Bravo 562, Eurowings 875.
Yeah, I hope we got the microphone back there, sorry about that. So, I'll put the recording on. That's done. Alt star. I'm worried about performance here and stutters. See, hopefully don't have anything setting on the short final. And ahead, configure early, absolutely. Yeah, it's easily done. Have a microphone mute, absolutely. Okay, glider slopes coming in. There we go, speed checks. Laps 2. Laps 2. Bug the speed at 160 for now. Up a little bit.
Contact tower 118.805, cheers.
118.805, thanks for service. Speed with 990 Golf. 118.805. All coming to life. That's where it should really be flying the plane. Fine things. Right, let's go down. Ice slopes in. Okay, manage speed now. Tower, good morning. Speedbird 992, go off on the ILS 07, right?
Speedbird 992, go off, tower low, longboard by Mike 7 approved, and wind 100, please 8 knots, 07 right, clear to land.
Longboard to Mike 7 approved, and 07 right, clear to land. Speedbird 992, go off, thank you. Yeah, Mike 7's what we briefed. So, right. Flaps rate, speed, gear down. On controls, gear down. New controls. Boilers armed, flaps free, speed checks, flaps free. Up to 5 miles. 1700 altimeter radio. We'll go flaps full. Speed checks, flaps full. And the checklist, cabin is secured. Eco memo. So going around altitude, 3000 set. Eco memos. Landing nobly. Recording is on. Flaps out. Lovely. Rate to vacate. Absolutely. Want that to come. Right. Missed approach. Bombing out. 3000. Right turn. Lima Foxtrot. High control. Pilot coming out. That one. And 14 knots. Right of nose. Check. 1000. Reducing the wind. Affect that. Whites to reds. Whites one red, correcting. Any runway, we've got the long roll available to us.
500.
Might float slightly with that headwind, not an issue. As well legal. If anything, it helps us out a little bit.
Above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 60. 40. 30.
Slow release of power.
Retard. 10.
The left rudder in.
5.
Boilers, reverse, and decel. Reverse idle, long roll, manual braking. Keep the speed up. A little bit, high speed exit. Mike 7 it is. Excellent. Linesim, Berlin Brandenburg scenery. Get over the line. My new controls we can configure. Oh, so it's just too sensitive. This brakes down. What want us to do? I think the ground are still online, aren't they?
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your
I think it's might be even an auto call for ground, wasn't it?
and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved.
Seabird 992 Golf, taxi via Victor 2 or short of Echo.
Until you reach a designated
Taxi Victor 2, hold short echo, speed with 992 Golf.
the captain and the crew. It has been
Seabird 992 Golf, call apron 11855.
will help you
21855, thanks for service, speed with 992 Golf.
Lufthansa 0406, feedback correct.
Berlin ground, Logan Nordic 3, Pushback to Juliet, and Alpha 6, requesting IFR 2, Flugan on flight.
Nordic 3, Quebec Juliet, hello again, information
Right across here.
Started with Rufleet Oslo, Gergamo Aerodrome, Gerga 2 Bravo, flight en route, clock 5000 feet.
Here, left side.
41.
Takeoff Flugan on
Hold short echo, which is
1 Bravo departure. Initial clamp fast, box
here.
Nordic 3, Quebec Juliet, confirm Gerga 2 Bravo and squawk is 2041.
Jaeger 2 Bravo and squawk 2041.
Open and hello, Speedbird 992 Golfs, holding short echo.
Seabird 992 Golf, Berlin apron, good morning, taxi system Bravo 14 via Victor 2.
Taxi to stand, Bravo 14 via Victor 2. Good morning, thank you, Speedbird 992 Golf.
Runway 15 Mike uniform is radio taxi.
Shortly on the right, Victor 2, straight ahead.
Ryanair 15 Mark uniform, taxi via Foxtrot, Victor 3, hold short off Charlie.
And we're clear on the left and clear on the right.
Foxtrot, Victor 3 to hold short of Charlie, Ryanair 15 Mike uniform.
We'll pull on to stand and we'll have a look at that replay. We shut down and then we'll go through that. I see. We'll have a quick one I've just purchased. I purchased it last night ahead of this flight. Fixed. Five. Bravo 14. So let's take our taxi light off. I'm not landing any ground crew. Baby eye tracker. It comes in handy. 319 on a 321.
Sun Express 1 Victor Romeo ready for taxi.
Sun Express 1 Victor Romeo, taxi via Victor 1, hold short off Bravo.
Taxi via Victor 1, hold short of Bravo, Sun Express 1 Victor Romeo.
Just a few checks there we should have.
15 Mark uniform, contact tower 120 decimal 030, have a nice flight, bye bye.
120030 over there.
Excellent. Tiller's what I need. Give me a tiller. Right. Clock time, 1 hour 46. So let's go and have a look at the replay. We'll just disconnect from
Contact Berlin Tower 118805.
VATSIM. Thank you, VATSIM.
Contact tower 118805, Sun Express.
Good to have the immersion. And bring up the replay tool. Stop recording. Replay. I'll let the aircraft sort itself out. Taps down. I enjoyed that. Well, it's a really great stream and some great company this morning. 2 new channel members as well. Early access to the latest videos, and there's more on the way. As long as I don't get called off standby tomorrow. And thank you, passing 2,000 subs. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. Stu, sub number 2,000. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check out that Discord server as well. So I will do my best to jump in there every now and then and answer questions and see what's going on in chat. And we'll try and get that members group flight sorted. I'll put a bit of start discussing routing for that. I'll put a separate page in for the channel members in the Discord, so we can see what we want to do and the best time to do it. It's a bit of accelerated in a bit, shouldn't I? The next one we'll do an inside view as well, replay, and sight a bit closer in next time. Forget how long this approach is. Very long final. Yeah, see, we didn't mess up too much there in terms of frame rate on the landing, so looks quite a good model of the terminal. Once we're finished with the replay, we can have a look at that. Looking forward to that group flight already, Bolts. Excellent. I need to go and hunt down this tarantula. Problems I didn't think I'll have today. Landing rate of 0, was it? We'll see. Actually, the rudder feel on landing there was good. I don't really got an issue with the rudder in terms of it's the tillering with the rudder pedals, and that's not normal, is it? So legal on the centre line. Excellent. Let's have a look from inside, shall we? Let's just move that back again. A bit closer in this time. Where are we going? Let's have a look from here. Nice. long roll, and we'll have another look from the front, shall we? And then we'll empty the aircraft out. Good look at the scenery. A replay tool I use is called Flight Recorder. It was the best and most simple flight recorder I could find. And it's free. Martin, you're more than welcome. Thanks for watching. More on the way. There's a few members early release already, so there'll be another one out this afternoon, actually. There's a bit of a left kick of rudder in. There it is. Hold that centre line. Bang. There you go. Right on centre line. Nice. Excellent. We'll head back to the gate. And we'll just sort out our configuration. Those bits and pieces down, and then we can sort our aircraft out and get the passengers off. So that's come back on again. Big scan over here. Right, let me get off the replay that does that. Okay, that's on. We've got an APU about. Excellent. I do like the shutdown noises as well. So let's appreciate the shutdown noises.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Okay, let's take the beacon off. Passenger signs off. Ground power. Take the pumps off. Ed, engine out procedure you'll struggle to get hold of, but I have access to it from a real world point of view. It's unless you got terrain around anything particularly interesting, straight ahead to 25 miles will do the job for you. We got right-handy boarding today. That's we'll probably need to get a profile in for this. Looks like he's going to make it. Oh dear. There'll be people walking through the air, so I probably need to pick up a profile for this airport with a GSX. Yeah, I like that little grind at the end of the shutdown. That's they've done a really good job on sound. And I like flying the 319 because you do notice the sounds a little bit more, the engine noise. We've got the door open there, but we've got the air bridge on the other side. It'll be an interesting deboarding. That's quick look at the scenery here. So this terminal really is the main feature of Berlin. This the traffic modelled here. That's why I thought it might be a little bit more frame intensive. Now I'm modelling some movement here in terms of all this airport traffic running up and down from the terminal. But easy handled it, even while streaming as well. So it's no issues there really. I'm not concerned about that. Pick up a GSX profile for next time. Thank you, new channel members. Thank you, Stu, for sub number 2000. Much appreciated. Great that we have that on stream. Appreciate all your support. Keep an eye out for more content as it comes through. I'm going to leave it there, but I'll let you watch the boarding, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. Have a great rest of your Sundays, and catch up on the next one. Thanks all.